Online demonstrations of good content. To our dynamic and supportive online teachers, Sir Ron and Jay Guarin. To our online classmates, fellow students and teachers, a pleasant day to each of us. In the past few years, we were struggling with this uncold and unexpected virus. But this is not a hindrance to stop us from learning lessons. So,
for today's video, we were going to present to you the proper steps of assembling and disassembling a system unit.
Yes, Charyl. But before that, let us know first our objectives. So at the end of this video, students, learners, and viewers could be able to understand and know how to assemble and disassemble a system unit. Second is to learn the proper steps on assembling and disassembling a system unit. Third one is to identify a specific components within a computer case. So it is very important to us to know how to assemble and disassembling a system unit, especially if we own an internet cafe or we own a personal computer, because if ever that there's a problem with our system unit, we can less amount of money because we already know how to open, how to disassemble a system unit, and we can check directly if what part has a problem. So I guess that's all.
Disassembling system unit.
Step 1. Make sure the system unit is turned off. Unplug or remove all cables connected to the system unit. Wear anti-static wrist strap or discharge yourself by holding any metal objects for 5 minutes. Step 4. Connect anti-static wrist strap to the chassis. Step 5. Untighten or remove screws off the side cover of the system case. Step 6. Disconnect and remove all the cables connected to all components inside the unit system.
Remove the ODD and CD-ROM. Remove the HDD and tighten the screws mount to the case, then carefully remove the HDD. Remove the PSU or power supply unit. Remove the motherboard and tighten the screws mount to the case, then carefully remove the motherboard. Unmount and unplug all the parts along the motherboard, including the CPU, CPU heatsink fan, RAM, and video card.
Yes, we are done with the steps on how to disassemble a system unit. So let's proceed to the steps on how to assemble a system unit.
Assembling the system unit.
Step number 1. Mount all the parts along the motherboard, including the CPU, CPU's heatsink fan, RAM, and the video card. Step number 2. Install the motherboard, tighten the screws mounted to the case. number 3. Install the PSU or power supply unit.
Step 4. Install the ODD or the CD-ROM. Step 5. Carefully install the HDD, tighten the screws mounted to the case. Step 6. Connect all the cables to all components inside the system unit.
Step 7. Put the sides cover back and tighten the screws. Step 8. Connect all the cables to the system unit. Step 9. Test the system unit if it's working well.
System units, parts and function. CPU or Central Processing Unit. The CPU or Central Processing Unit is the brain of the computer and one of the most important chips in the computer. Heatsink CPU fan stand for heatsink and fan. Nearly all computers have heatsink which help the CPU cool and prevent it from overheating. Random access memory is a piece of hardware that allows stored data to be accessed randomly. Its main function is to store data temporarily. Video card. This is a hardware component whose main function is to generate, display, and output image to a computer monitor. Motherboard. A motherboard connects and transmits signals to and from peripherals like your keyboard, mouse, and monitor. Power supply unit or PSU converts main AC to low voltage, regulate DC power, the internal components of a computer. Hard disk drive is also known as hard drive. This is the computer main storage device used for store all data on the computer permanently. ODD or CD-ROM is a device that uses photodiodes to detect reflecting lights on optic discs and use the laser to read-write data. Integrated drive electronics is used to hook up disk drive, floppy disks, and HDDs. This is a 40-pin male connector that connects the HDD. Serial Advanced Technology Attachment is standard connector with a 7-pin interface. System Unit Case. The computer case serves mainly as a way to physically mount the contain all the actual components inside the computer, like the motherboard, hard drive, optical drive, floppy disk drive,